Sound check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Sound check. It's not working yet. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. Sound check. Sound check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Sound check. Let's get this right up. Let's turn that around there. And we're good to go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Live. We're discussing the breaking news, well, not so breaking news, pretty distressing news for some Arsenal supporters. Arsene Wenger has been confirmed to be signing a 2-year deal. So Arsene Wenger, and for a lot of his detractors, will have to put up with Wenger for another 2 years. But before I have my say on the matter, we're going to check in with the very latest news. I can pull this article up. Live updates from, we're going to use the Mirror this time because they're updating it. So live updates as Arsenal confirm Arsene Wenger to stay on as manager for another 2 years. So what I'm going to do is read through the article and then maybe stop at certain points to add my little bit of input, so I get a clearer indication as to why this man is still staying on, having had his worst year in the Premiership. And yes, he's won us the FA Cup, but we're no longer playing Champions League football, so we're playing Europa football, and Tottenham are above us in the league. But anyway, this man is going to get a 2-year contract. Arsenal are set to confirm their decision on Arsene Wenger's future on Wednesday afternoon, ending months of uncertainty. The Frenchman will sign a new 2-year contract following a meeting with the board. For much of the season, Wenger, who's out of contract next month, and the club have publicly refused to announce their intentions, missing out on the Champions League qualification for the first time since 1996, heightened pressure on the 67-year-old before Saturday's 2-1 triumph over Chelsea. Arsenal suffered a humiliating 10-2 aggregate defeat at the hands of Bayern Munich in the Champions League, leading to months of protests for supporters calling for Wenger to end his 21-year reign. However, 9 wins out of their last 10 matches, coupled with a record-breaking FA Cup win, provided a positive end to a disappointing campaign. Wenger had previously admitted that the continuing uncertainty led to an absolutely horrendous environment at the club this season and contributed to their 5th place finish in the Premier League. So the key events that happened: Arsenal confirmed Arsene Wenger's extension. That was at 1:33 today. Arsenal in last push for Ozil and Sanchez deals. That was at 3:15. Arsene Wenger agrees 2-year contract. That was at 9 minutes past 11 in the morning. And Wenger's most important meeting of reign was at 10:37 in the morning. Well, that was Wednesday morning. So today. Alicia Usmanov admits Arsene Wenger's legacy could be tarnished. Usmanov has supported the decision to give Arsene Wenger a new contract, but says his legacy could be tarnished without the right financial support. Usmanov, who owns 30% of the club, has already had a $1 billion offer turned down to buy out shareholder Stan Kroenke's stake. Russian tycoon Usmanov has been critical of the current board for not giving Wenger enough support. Usmanov said, "I'm pleased that Arsene Wenger will continue to manage Arsenal for the next 2 years, as he's one of the very best coaches in Europe. What now is paramount important is that he receives the full support of the board and majority shareholder. He has a great opportunity to deliver the success that the fans deserve and a legacy that his long contribution merits. However, without the right support, there remains a real risk of his legacy being tarnished. Okay. Now the news at 9 minutes past 6 in the evening is Lucas Perez heading for the exit. Well, to be honest, I play Football Manager and the first guy at the club is Lucas Perez. Never rated him. Lucas Perez, Ghana's career could be over after just a season. The striker joined from Deportivo La Coruña for 17 million last summer, but has only managed 2 Premier League starts. Perez has been frustrated at the lack of first-team opportunities. The idea is to play for another club, Perez said. We want to leave and us already know. Do you know anyone who's happy but has no opportunities? So then at 5:44 this evening, early this evening, Jack Wilshere, future in doubt. Jack Wilshere fears he may not have a future at Arsenal. Gunners midfielder Wilshere, 24, was farmed out on a season-long loan at Bournemouth and is yet to agree a new contract, even though he has 12 months left. Wilshere has been recovering from a broken leg, but Arsenal sent him to Dubai to complete his rehabilitation program rather than return to his parent club for a treatment. England star Wilshere has clearly fallen down the pecking order at Arsenal under Arsene Wenger, and the Frenchman staying on will not give him much hope. After months of speculation, Arsene Wenger signed a 2 more years at Arsenal and will now prepare for his 22nd year in North London. A trying season at Emirates ended in success as Wenger hoisted up his record 7th FA Cup to give those long-suffering Arsenal fans something to cheer about. Yes, we're being sarcastic. As Wenger looks ahead to a summer of wheeling and dealing in order to improve on his team's 5th place finish, we look back at the Frenchman's very first team sheet. Top of that was Gunner great David Seaman, but not all the Frenchman players have had such a storied Gunner's career. Without further ado, here they are from 1 to 109. I think we'll have a look at this. The sort of guys that Wenger has brought to the club. This will be worth a look at. Every player Arsenal has been played under Frenchman from Adams to Zalem. Let's see here. Yes, come on, chap, give him a blast. Why does Tony Adams have such a problem with Arsene Wenger? 12 years without the league. Or 13 years without the league. Well, yeah. We should have should create a new movie called 12 Years Without a Title. Arsene Wenger. Here we go. Let's look at all these players that Arsene Wenger has signed. Should be a laugh. Okay, every player that Arsene Wenger has signed. Let's go through them. Arsenal fans might want to turn away at this point because there'll be some right shockers along the way. And don't get me started about the Drogba story. So, David Seaman, Lee Dixon, Tony Adams. Bear with me as I scroll through this long, illustrious list of players. Patrick Vieira, Steve Bold, Nigel Winterburn, Martin Keown, Patrick Vieira, Paul Merson, David Platt, John Hartson, Ian Wright, Ray Parlour, Bergkamp. Okay, here we go. Remy Gardet only spent a few seasons at the club, most recognised for managerial spell in France with Lyon. Steve Morrow, John Lukic, Andy Linnigan, Paul Shaw, Scott Marshall, Stephen Hughes, Matthew Rose, Lee Harper, Ian Seeley, Nicholas Anelka, Charles Grimandi, Marcus Overmars, Emmanuel Petit, Luis Boymorte, Christopher Ray, remember him, Jason Crow, Paolo Veneza, Alex Meninga, Alberto Mendez, Jihad Munaza, one match wonder, Matthew Upson, Isaiah Ranking, Kaba Duwara, Nelson Vivas, Freddie Lundberg, Omar Riaz, David Grondin. If you any names you hear that you don't know who they are, or you have something to say, please let me know. Fabian Caballero, Michael Black. I thought you said Michael Ballack for me. Kanu, Lunze, Silvinio, Thierry Henry, David Suke, what a legend. Stefan Maltz, Ashley Cole, Tommy Black, Reese Weston, Jermaine Pennant, Graham Barrett, Julian Gray, Michael McGovern, Brian McGovern, Lauren, Robert Perez, class player, Will Tord, hold on, Lorraine, Will Tord, Canaville, Stuart Taylor, Igor Stefanis, Thomas, Dan Vilkas, Edu, Sol Campbell, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, Francis Jeffers, Fox in the Box, Inamoto, Richard Wright, John Halls, Carlin Intonga, Rohan Ricketts, Safias Tavares, Jeremy Aldair, oh my God, Sebastian Fard, Juan, Gilberto Silva, top player, Colature, Segan, oh dear, Justin Hoyt, Jens Lehmann, Graham Stack, John Spicer, Jerome Thomas, Quincy Owe Adiye, Gail Clichy, Cesc Fabregas, Ryan Smith, Frankie Simic, Skullerson, Papadopoulos, Reyes, Van Persie, Flamini, Larson, Carbassion, Giroud, Almune, Lupi, Sandaros, Haleb, Song, Muamba, Stokes, Bentner, the world's greatest player, only his own mind, Kieran Gilbert, Diaby, Adebayor, Rosicky, Theo Walcott, Julio Baptista, William Gallas, Conley, Michael Conley, Danielson, Randall, Traore, Poom, Sanya, De Silva, Diarra, Fabinsky, Madeira, Barazite, Gibbs, Lansbury, Ramsey, Nasri, Vela, Wiltshire, Coquelin, Manon, Arshavan, good player, Vermaelen, Sunu, Chesney, Watt, Eastman, Bartley, Cruz, Chamak, Chesney, Scalacci, J. Emmanuel Thomas, Miquel, Henderson, Connor Henderson, that is, Frimpong, Jorginho, Carl Jenkins, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Arteta, Yossi Benayoun, Mertesacker, Andre Santos, Chuks Anik, Rio Maichi, Park, Yun Sung, Oliver Giroud, Podolski, Agangha, Ganbry, Martinez, Elsfield, Mead, Sonogo, Ozil, Akpom, Olsen, Bellerin, Hayden, Zelim, Kallstrom. Why did he buy Kallstrom? Oh, Joel Campbell, Callum Chambers, Debuchy, Sanchez, Welbeck, Ospina, Madeline Niles, Stefan O'Connor, Gabriel, Czech, Iwobi, Kamara, Beneka, Bielk, Jeff Wren Adelaide, Mohamed Elneny. Right, so that's the Arsenal 209 players that Wenger has had in his makeup. And well, the reason why, this is why the chief executive won't fire Wenger, and this is his excuse. He says, you don't fire world-class people. Guys, for the first time in 20 years, Wenger failed to guide the Gunners into the Premier League top four, missing out on Champions League despite winning 9 out of 10 games. So we just talked about some of the best and worst signings of Wenger. Cazorla's considering retirement, so he should. Okay, let's Triple D says Arsenal run his business. Okay, let's talk about Arsenal now, the football team, and let's talk about, in particular, moving forward with Mr. Wenger. So now he's going to be with us for another 2 years. If you look at the majority of those players that he signed, they were garbage. A lot of the players he signed, a lot of the players he signed were a lot of garbage. Young players that didn't go on to do much. He got lucky with a few players. Henry was the star that came out that did very well. I mean, you've had Alexis Sanchez, Ozil, Welbeck, Chamberlain, good player. Walcott's been on and off. But for me, there's a few things Wenger needs to change. First of all, his transfer policy. He needs to be bringing players to the club that are leaders or world-class winners. I think the experiment has stopped. He's got to stop with experiments, bringing all these young players in. He needs to bring strong leaders, not just one player as a leader, leaders, guys that can be match winners. I'm not just leaving it someone to Alexis Sanchez to try and dig you out of a hole. I think Arsenal needs to stop buying potential and start investing in guys that are proven world-class players. So that's another thing that needs to happen. Wenger doesn't qualify for the Champions League. He wins an FA Cup. He's at his worst season. Somehow, by renewing a contract, does that mean that he brings the dressing room together? I mean, 9 games out of 10 they won, which is good. But Arsenal are very good at chasing a league when there's nothing to be won. Can that same system play well when it matters? Yes, they won an FA Cup, but can they play like that throughout the season and win a title? Can they consistently do that? Wenger has to do his business in the transfer market, and he needs to show his serious intentions of buying some seriously quality players. Defense, midfield, and a striker. Lacazette has to come to Arsenal. He has to buy Lacazette. If I were Wenger, I'd like to buy Lacazette. I'd like to buy Matt from Monaco. Those are 2 guys I'd like to buy straight away. A strong midfielder, holding midfielder would be nice to see. So those are 3 players I'd like to see. Theo Walcott, he needs to be moved on. But I want to see what there's more to be talked about. A second, let me see the players that they think that might hold on. Players who might leave Arsenal. I'm going to look at this. Players who might leave Arsenal. I know Walcott would be one of those guys that get rid of. Lucas would be another. I would rather, if it was down to me, I would get rid of Ozil and keep Alexis Sanchez. That's if I had my way, get rid of Ozil and keep Sanchez. They're saying that Bellerin may go to Barcelona. We don't need that. So we might lose some. Arsene Wenger admits Arsenal could lose some of their best players this summer after signing his new deal. Oh dear. Some of the biggest stars, such as Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, as well as Kieran Gibbs and Lucas Perez. Well, Perez can go. Ozil can go as well. He's told Arsenal website, we have a very heavy squad at the moment, so we might lose some players. We want to keep the strength we have and build on that. We work very hard to find the additions of top quality. I believe that our squad is very strong. We have to look for top class people who can strengthen our team now. The base is there, so we need the additions who will make a real difference. Surprise, surprise. Alluding, as he did, to signings come amid rumours, 100 million transfer war chest this summer to sign the likes of Leicester's Mahrez, Emil Forsberg. For those people who are watching me at the moment, playing on the gaming side of the channel, I've got Forsberg in my Leicester City side. AC Milan's Carlos Bacca and Monaco's Thomas Lemar. It is ambitious. His ambitions backed by the board and owner Stan Kroenke, who said Wenger won't leave the club until they win the Premier League. Well, dear me. That might not be forever. We look at the top quality available. We've seen in the recent games against Man City, Chelsea, and Man United that we are a very strong team. For us, it's very important that we consider the players who can really make a difference, no matter where it is. They are, of course, unlimited. Our ambitions, we are in a very competitive world where you need the support of the owner as well. So Lucas Perez could be on his way out the club. So T-Bone, good to see you in the room, my friend. Yedo. So they need to attract elite players, but how many elite players are going to come to Arsenal and play in the Europa League? So you want elite players to play in the Europa League. It's not a good sign that Ozil will leave the club. Potentially, Sanchez may leave the club. Until your top players leaving the club, what's the point of that? So for me, I would get a shot of Walcott. I would get shot of what's his name? Let me look at the Arsenal squad and I'll tell you the players I would get shot off if I was Arsenal manager today. Let me look at the current Arsenal squad. Who would I get shot off if I was Arsenal? Okay, let's go. Okay, Ozil. I'd get rid of Ozil. I'd definitely keep Sanchez. Over Giroud. Yeah, he's all right, but he's not my number one thing for striker. Granit would stay. Perez would go. Walcott would go. Bellerin would stay. Ramsey would stay. Chamberlain would stay. Mustafa would stay. Czech. Well, that's a question mark about him. But he'd probably be my backup goalkeeper. Cazorla would go. Chesney would. Konchesky would stay. Eleni, I don't know about. Welbeck would stay. Paulista would stay. Iwobi would stay. Ospina, nah, he can go. Coquelin would stay. Mertesacker, time for him to go. Montreal, he can go. Martinez can go. Gibbs, not so sure about. Jenkinson can go. Debuchy can go. Holding, I don't know about him. Zilima, I don't know. Sangoa can go. Adelaide, I don't know about too much. Macy, I don't know. Toro can go. Kamara can go. Bravo can go. De Silva can go. So there's a whole load of players that can leave the Arsenal squad for what I'm saying here. You know, but the main ones there. You know, I would get rid of. I personally would get rid of Giroud and bring Lacazette to the club personally, but that's that's personal choice there. I'm not a big fan of Giroud, to be honest. Arsenal need Griezmann and they need Bale. Will never happen, LL, to be realistic. All Arsenal players are pacey, but weak as hell and short. Yeah, that's another thing. Wenger's got to start bringing players that are. So he needs to bring proven quality to the club, and he keeps picking players that are small and short players, and it needs to change. It needs someone like a Patrick Vieira at the club, you know, a real leader, a talisman at the club. And when you look around at Arsenal, they don't have any leaders. Lemar is realistic, definitely get him. Okay, right. The Invincibles were good because tall, fast, and strong. We need all three of these to be a good player, aka Ronaldo. I agree with you there. I'd like Matt to come to the club personally. I really would. I think Sturridge is going to be on a free at the end of the summer, or beginning of summer. Probably Sturridge is always injury prone, but I'd have Sturridge on a free ahead of what's his name, Perez. I'd get Sturridge on a free. I said the only thing about Sturridge is the injury, but if he's not injured, he's a damn quality player. So I'd get Sturridge on a free for sure, and get rid of send Perez on his way. There was talk of Fabregas going back to Arsenal, but I know Sturridge is injury prone, but I mean when he's on fire, he's a good player, is he not? Although Sturridge knows where the goal is. That's why most time Mourinho team do well. Don't let many goals in by tall, fast, strong centre midfield like Matic. I agree there. So he needs that. So we need to look for Forsberg. They're looking to get. I'd like to see Dolberg playing for Arsenal. Actually, it'd be interesting to see him play. So Map is one I would definitely want to see down the left hand side. But somebody strong in midfield. Lamar's a good player for midfield. What's his name? Mavia in midfield. I wouldn't mind seeing him in midfield as well. Or I think it's I can't remember his name. Matuldi. Matuldi plays for Paris Saint-Germain in central midfield. Wouldn't mind seeing him as well. Matic is rumored to go to Man United. I can see it happening here. I think that's Man United want him as their first signing. So Lacazette is a better option than Sturridge. Same sort of player, but far less injury prone. Yeah, that's the guy. Matuidi would be a good centre if available. I'd like to get him in defence. Tias Woolman going forward, we could get him, but I doubt if we get him as Cavani. Cavani up front, he's going to get you 25, 30 goals a season. Monaco want 120 million from Mbappe. Do you blame him? Do you blame him? I wonder if they would do a swap deal. They can have. I don't understand why Arsene doesn't bring in more French players. The national team for France is always stacked with talent. All the players are tall, fast, strong too. Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Madrid and Barcelona had 80 million bid turned down for Mbappe. All technically good too. Well, that's not good, is it? But I thought, personally, if I'm honest with you, I thought Wenger won the FA Cup. Goodbye, good riddance. We're fifth. Okay, fifth in the league, did we? I don't know. We came fifth in the league, or sixth. I don't know where we came in the league. We didn't come fourth. And I think that Wenger leaving at this time would have been good, because you'd have a new manager coming in with fresh ideas. And has Wenger even got the dressing room? Can he still get those players? Can he still get those players to perform for him? Or those players sick and tired of him? Has Wenger got what it takes to hold the team together to get them to win a Premier League? Can Wenger make it through another 2 seasons? Arsenal's probably the most profitable sports franchise in the world. Probably profitable, but they're probably taking a loss now in Champions League. I think this is Wenger's greatest chance, the Europa League, of actually winning a league title in Europe. It's best opportunity. Sell players for profit all the time. Most of them buy cheap young youth players and develop them. That's true. But you think about the amount of garbage players. If you go down that list, I mean, there was about, to my mind, about 30 players, 30 players, 30, 35 players that were real top quality. Okay, 40 players at max that were of top quality that Arsenal brought through. The rest were pure garbage. Played 1 game, 2 games. Youth players that never amounted to anything. Wenger needs to chance. He needs to use the money at his disposal. The owner has said 100 million available. However, we need 3 world-class players, which will cost over more than 100 million. Right? He does need to change. But why would he do that now? You tell me why Wenger would change. Why would Wenger change his policy now? Why would he change his policy now when previous seasons, last 4 or 5 seasons, has done the same garbage every season? Winter transfer window, we know it said we start well at the season, get to the transfer window at winter time. He doesn't buy any new players. We overuse our players. The players get injured, and then we just taper off at the end of the season. Same garbage every year. Do you remember Arsene Wenger and Podolski? Yeah, I do. Killed it with the national team. Trash for Arsenal. Gotta blame the manager. Remember Arsene Wenger had that game against Liverpool. He scored 4 goals against Liverpool, I think it was. Sure, it was Liverpool he played against. Podolski wasn't too bad a striker. Well, I'd rather Podolski than Giroud up front, that's for sure. I'm not a fan of Giroud whatsoever. I don't like him as a striker. Never liked him as a striker. Who else? We think. I still can't believe Arsene Wenger never rated Drogba. Dortmund strikers available. Bang. Yeah, he's a good player. Wouldn't mind looking at him. Wouldn't mind looking at all. Some strikers. You've got Munay in. You've got Munir. Remember the GOAT Lord Bent? Now I know he needs a better coaching team behind him as well. What does Steve Bold do? Never see him off his seat during games. Other number 2s are more vocal. Told club he wants to leave. Okay. Lacazette's the man. He's Arsenal, man. Lacazette's got Arsenal written all over him. He needs to be playing for Arsenal and not going to anybody else but Arsenal. Morris is a possibility to get for Arsenal. How about new keeper? A keeper Pickford 20 to 30 million. Pickford. I know that Man City are recalling Joe Hart. I personally would like to see if you're going to get a goalkeeper. I'd like to see Italian goalkeeper or German goalkeeper. Man City bought Bernardo Silva and now after Mendy for Monaco and Fabinho, Bakayoko also. That's what you got to do. Arsenal sold Granbury for 5 million. What the? Oh, don't ask me. Don't ask me. Joe Hart is being sold. I heard Joe Hart was going back. Remember, Abu Dhabi was meant to be next Vieira. Do you remember what was that guy's name? He used to play down the wing. Chelsea bought him and said he was the new Henri, not Agnew. I can see the guy's face now. Remy. Remember Remy? Where everyone's saying Remy was going to be the new Thierry Henry. I hope Map doesn't turn out to be another Remy. I really pray he doesn't turn out to be another Remy. Why did he sell Thomas Vermaelen? He was class. Well, if you notice, Arsenal is an academy. We get our best players and we sell them out afterwards. They reach a point with Arsenal and then they get sold off. Always. Giroud's meant to be the new Sol Campbell. Dear me. Oh dear. So what's Giroud meant to be then? Not Giroud. Yeah, Giroud the striker. What's he meant to be? I can't stand that guy. I really don't think he's a good striker. I don't rate him as a striker at all. Vermaelen shot to pieces, similar to Mertesacker. Not played this season. Bakary Sagna went for free. It's tragic. Never mind Bakary Sagna. Remember when Arsenal sold Van Persie to Man United that went on and won the league? Henry left Arsenal, went to Barcelona. Giroud meant to be a better version of Bergkamp. I don't think so. Morris is good. Leicester want 50 million. I actually would like to see how Vardy would have done for Arsenal. Oh god, Jovina's the next Perez. Oh no. This club, Arsenal, is a laughing stock. Ugh. Mourinho got sacked for a lot less. They brought in Conte because they wanted the league. Arsenal would do so much better if they focus on trying to win the league in terms of merchandise. Can I understand that if you win the league, the glory of winning the league and becoming Premier League champions? Clichy is signing for Liverpool. So has been released from Man City, but is still playing Champions League next year. All these players failed miserable. Win the Premier League. So spend his time doing business, selling young youth players and all that. Win the Premier League. Set a team up to try and win the Premier League. You win the Premier League, surely merchandise is going to fly. Surely you're going to make more money as a club. Surely more better quality players are going to want to come to your club. Surely that makes sense. Dortmund manager been sacked. Remember the flots, Carlos Vela and Reyes. Hey, Reyes and Vela were two top players who played in Football Manager. Alex Song was world class and was the enforcer centre midfield. Went to Barcelona for 50 million. How much? Reyes was decent, but he was very homesick. I don't want to say people. I've got no idea what to say. But like I said, Mourinho got sacked for a lot less. He got sacked for a lot less. And Wenger, who done even worse than Mourinho, gets a 2-year contract. Has he got command of the dressing room? Nobody knows. Has he got the respect to the players? Nobody knows. Jeremy Corbyn says that he's happy that Wenger stayed. Lauren thinks it's great that Wenger stayed. I don't. Almunia. Oh no, just no, don't. Just leave it. Just leave it. It's worse. Is Benzema too old for Arsenal now? Missed boat on that one. Chelsea are getting Morata. Oh dear me. They're nicing around. So we need a lethal striker up front. Somebody who's going to get us 30 goals a season and score all season. Benzema would be a good signing. It'd be a very good signing. Quality signing. Also doable signing. All this Arsenal talk's got me wanting to play my Arsenal, play as Arsenal again, Football Manager. Man. I don't know what to say. Apart from, I think it's just ridiculous. It would be nice to see a new manager. I'd like to see someone like Rafa Benitez have a go as Arsenal manager, or or Mancini, or like I said, Benitez, Mancini, Ancelotti. Those are 3 guys I would love to have seen have a chance of being Arsenal manager. All 3 of those guys know what it's like to win a Premiership. All 3 of them. I think Ancelotti won the Premiership. All 3 of those guys are top quality managers, and all 3 of any one of those 3 guys I would like to have. Benitez never won the Premiership. He won the Champions League. So I like Benitez. No Flamini went to Palace last season. We don't have Flamini. What was the last time you watched Arsenal? Oh, well, wakey. Why did we sell Nasri, Fabregas, Clichy all in the same year? I don't know. Pellegrini, Ancelotti, Benitez, and what was the last guy I said? Mancini. Any one of those 3 guys. Give me any one of those 3 guys. Pellegrini, no. Ancelotti, because he seems to have a system about him that anytime he seems to come back to Chelsea, he seems to do well with them anyway. Even he's a caretaker. So Ancelotti, so he understands the Premiership. Ancelotti. And Mancini. It sounds what's new Tony Adams. So Ancelotti and Mancini. And if I have to pick out the 2, I'd go with Ancelotti. So if I wanted a new Arsenal manager, I'd go with Ancelotti. And Arsenal have played football the same way for how many years? And why does it take for Wenger to almost want to be ousted out of the club for him to make decisions to change the formation? And does this mean that with a 2-year contract, that even if he's not performing as a manager and he's lost the dressing room, does that still mean that they're going to keep him on for 2 years? I don't know, but I'm not happy with Arsene Wenger being manager. It's sick, it's sad, and it's just there was a great opportunity for him to leave the club and to start a new manager with a nice kitty and make things happen. But no, What do we get? Same old for Arsenal. Will he take chances in the transfer market? Will he buy quality players? Does he know what a quality player is? Does his scouting staff up to task? And is his coaching methods good enough to secure a Premier League win, to win the Premier League title? Can he do it? I don't think he can, personally. But that remains to be seen with Arsene Wenger. I'm not a believer in him. I think his day's done. In hindsight, was Wenger right to sell Adebayo for 25 million back then, seeing how he turned out? But by the time he's banging goals for Arsenal, I know he'd probably be available next season, but can't see Ancelotti managing for much longer. Think he'd want to finish. If Sanchez gets sold, how much do you expect to get for him? Because Bayern Munich are in for him as cheap as 30 million, and Vidal is telling him to come. Last year, contract said it'll be cheap. Oh dear. Wenger sold Arsene Diarra to Portsmouth, and he was class for Portsmouth. Another mistake at the time. Sanchez will go for peanuts, less than half of what he's worth. 30 million is the same value as Benteke and Andy Carroll. Holden looking all right at the back. All right at the back. All right ain't good enough. I'm sorry. All right is not good enough. It's bad news, people. If you're an Arsenal supporter, it's bad news. I want in charge of Arsenal at least what we make. I want in charge of Arsenal at least what we're making these terrible buying and selling mistakes. I want you in charge of Arsenal. Holding has been one of our only positives this season. If we have to look to Rob Holding to be a positive for our future, it's a bad sign, isn't it? Rob Holding. Rob Holding. Don't make me curse on the channel, man. Rob Holding. I'm having a Carl Froch moment. Rob Holding. Rob Holding. You know what? I'm currently playing. Don't forget to subscribe to my. Don't forget to subscribe to our gaming channel. I'm currently the manager of Leicester City. Jermaine Pelletin's about, but Rob Holding. Rob Holding. Are you having a laugh, mate? Rob Holding. Smalling wants to play for Mason. Look what he's achieved so far. Well, yeah, of course he has. Won Premier League twice. Remember the days of Alan Smith and Niall Quinn high balls into the box? Remember Francis Jeffers Fox in the box? Francis Jeffers, he was the future. He was meant to be England's number 10 for 10 years. Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He didn't make it, did he? Can Wenger find 3 world-class players to fit in that squad? Claude from Arsenal TV says Hole is the new Alan Hansen. Oh my God. It's clowns like that is what puts us in trouble. David Bentley was meant to be the Beckham for Arsenal with his slick back hairs. I used to buy David Bentley. He was he was at Blackburn, and I bought him before he went to Arsenal. I used to buy Bentley all the time. Never got me any bloody goals. Remember Sorongo, where he was maybe the top striker. What's the other guy they had? That Joel Campbell. Oh, he's going to be great. What a great striker Joel Campbell is. You can see Chamberlain leaving the club, though. And then going on and being the missing trinket for Liverpool. Verratti, Lukaku, and a winger. I know Lukaku's a good striker, yeah. I know he's a good striker. Don't get me wrong, he's a good striker. But if you give me Lukaku and Lacazette, I'm going to go Lacazette every time. I'd like to see Pastore come and play for Pastore, Sampra. The offloading, what's his name? The guy I've got on my foot manager side, man, Brazilian. Gabriel, the winger. Can't remember the wing. Let me find the winger's name in a second. But they get rid of him. He's at Inter Milan at the moment. I'll tell you the players. Not Barbarossa. No, it is Barbarossa. Inter Milan, they're getting rid of Barbarossa. They think he's a bit of a failure. So what about Barbarossa, Gabriel Barbarossa? Gabriel Barbarossa playing for Arsenal. What do you guys think of that? Ox will move to Newcastle so he can spend more time boning that girl from Little Mix. I think her name is Perry. Marcel in talks with Colchester. I know. Of course, but Lacazette's favoured to go to Atletico Madrid. I don't think Lacazette will turn down Atletico Madrid. Can't see it, can you? Sickening. DJ Slick. Man, it's got all this Arsenal talks got me in the mood to go and manage Arsenal over again. I think Arsenal won't get any of this target. Won't get any of his targets at strikers, and at the end he will buy Balotelli and he will solve all our problems. I agree, and Gabriel Barbarossa, good player. But Inter Milan, look, they're calling him a flop and they want to get rid of Barbarossa. I'd get Barbarossa and bring him into Arsenal, definitely. He's a good player. I'd bring him in, definitely. Definitely get Barbarossa in. Who else we got? Where's my boy? I wonder if they'd buy my boy. Like using Football Manager. I'll tell you the guy's name in a minute. The striker. There's a couple of players that I use in my Arsenal side. Couple of players I've got Pickford playing for my Leicester City side, but I wouldn't mind Pickford playing for Arsenal. Alexis Telles, left back. Let's see. Emil Forsberg, Kasper Dolberg, Victor Abubakar, and Corentin Jean. Well, Abubakar, I'd love to see Abubakar play for Arsenal. Big, strong, powerful striker. You know, holds the ball up well. Physically very strong. Tremendous right foot on him. But we'll see. Jack Wilshere back, or loan or sold. Sell him. West Ham, Wiltshire, they can have him. Defoe going to Bournemouth. He's gone to Bournemouth. I think it's a done deal. We'd love to see Frimpong back here. He was class and a beast. We still have some go on our books. Please, help, please. Right, you know what? I think I'll have to dedicate my next stream to Arsenal football team. and actually build a team that can win a Premiership. It has to be done, I think. It's got me in the mood. I think we should buy Ravel Morris. He was class on Football Manager. Freddie Adu too. Oh, no. Dear me. Right. I'm not happy that Wenger should be there. In my personal opinion, I think Wenger should have said goodbye with the FA Cup. I think the 100 million that was there should be with a new manager, whether it be Ancelotti, Mancini, Pellegrini, whoever. I'd like to see the Mancini, because I think Mancini is more Arsenal for me. Mancini or Ancelotti as Arsenal manager, I'd like to see that. I think Mancini, he's got a few more years than Ancelotti. I'd like to see Mancini be Arsenal manager. And we're just egging you on to play Football Manager. I've been playing it early on tonight. You haven't subscribed. You should subscribe so you can know what's going on with the gaming. But I'm gutted. I actually gutted this guy's side. So 100 million with a new manager in charge, and that's what should have happened. So yeah, right. I'm going to end this now. I'm going to go back to my Leicester City side, and yeah, I might have to start looking at my Arsenal, managing the Arsenal side again in the future. Right, that's it. Final thoughts. I think Arsene Wenger should have gone. I think a new manager should be in place, because I don't believe Arsenal's got the dressing room, and you need your dressing room. I think he's a dinosaur in football now. They call him a world-class manager, but I mean, some of the signings, some of the decisions he made have been less than world-class, and I think everybody has a sell-by date, and I think his sell-by date is well run. Is well past his best as a manager for me. Will he target Europe, and will he have a serious goal at Europe? And can we win the Europa League under Arsene Wenger? Mourinho's proved he can do it, but can Arsenal do it? Can they win the Premiership? Will the best players come to Arsenal knowing that they're playing Europa football this year? Arsenal have turned from being the Invincibles to the very beatables. Good evening, Charlie C. Just coming to the end of this show. So, in a wrap up, gutted that Arsenal have signed a 2-year extension with Arsene Wenger, but we'll see. Absolute bloody disaster. Absolute disaster. But we love a loser. We love a loser. And this guy, Arsene Wenger, has got the antidote to winning Premier Leagues and buying top players. He's anti-elite players. He's anti-Premier League. He's anti-first position. And he's pro-fourth position. Buying players are not up to standards. Not investing in the winter transfer market. And not investing in quality players when necessary, when there's injuries. That's Arsene Wenger for me. And rigid in the way he plays his football. Same blasted football he's been playing for years. I know he changed formation recently, but why did he change it at the beginning of the season? Why did he wait until there was disaster in the dressing rooms and on the pitch for him to change the formation around? And think to yourself, if he was really ambitious, why did he do that at the beginning of the season and wait until when they were always lost, no league to be won? He does that. Tell me, the mentality and the stats that are Arsenal Football Club are so low now that just getting fourth place is a victory. And then when we get to the quarterfinals of any Champions League, we get ripped apart because we're light years away from what a top quality side in Europe is meant to be. How can you get beat 10-2 in the Champions League on aggregate? There must be something seriously wrong with your side. But alas, the Wenger in brigade will be very happy and celebrating tonight and today. there'll be more contention in the stands for sure. This is BWTM Sports Live. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to also subscribe to our gaming channel. We really appreciate if you subscribe to our gaming channel so you can join and watch me as a manager make some great managerial moves. Well, I try to. Right, I'm out of here. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. And we appreciate your support. Take care.